Hello nerds, ghouls, and hopefully fellow Whovians if you found this video. Because if it isn't abundantly obvious by the fact I'm dressed like a TARDIS, that I've chosen this as my kind of mic stand, and the fact that I'm wearing a TARDIS bracelet, you can't really see, hang on. There you go. And I'm holding this in my hand. We are talking about the Steelbook 4K remaster of the incredible Doctor Who movie. The TV movie starring my boy, my Shayla. Oh my god. Like, literally, look how beautiful that is. Like, look how gorgeous. And then on the other side, obviously, we have Lee, Grace, the Master, and our boy, Sylvester. Just, yeah, incredible. So, it is beautiful. It comes with 3 discs, one of which is currently in use, because I was watching special features, because I love special features. If there's one thing that I adore when it comes to DVDs and, any kind of 4K Blu-ray situation, it is special features. So, first off, the remaster is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is one of those that, I don't know, I just feel like it's gotten better over time because, you rewatch it on iPlayer or on VHS, on DVD, whatever, and it is a little grainy. I can't lie, considering, like, the budget that went into it eventually, it was a little bit grainy. Whereas now, the colours are beautiful. I don't know, it looks fresh, it looks new. Yeah, it just makes me so happy. You can tell from, like, the second you see Scarro. So when it pans over, and obviously we have the Paul McGann voiceover of him being like, the Master wanted me to take his remains back to Gallifrey. That was a bad thing. We shouldn't have done that. But yeah, like, you can tell from the moment you see Scarro, it's like, the remaster, it works. They even remastered the deleted scenes, and I love that. I love the effort. I love the attention to detail. But yes, so let's start with all the things that I loved about it. So I love the Doctor Who movie just in general, but getting to see so many of the things in much brighter colour, like Grace's dress, for example, when she's at the opera. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It is such a stunning colour that we didn't get to fully appreciate back in the day, did we? We didn't get to appreciate it because we couldn't see or, tell what colour it was, really. So, there's obviously that. There's then, the TARDIS itself. I love the TARDIS itself. It is my favourite TARDIS design. Like, Peter Capaldi's comes in slightly below. Because, I don't know, there's just so much to this TARDIS. There's, like, the steampunkness of it. There's, like, the cozy little corner where we see Sylvester just kind of chilling out, listening to music. We see, obviously, the place where the Master is held. Like, the Doctor knows better than to keep the Master, just put the Master in a box. Like, it doesn't matter if it has a lock or some kind of seal that he can't get past. He's going to get past it. He's basically a supervillain. Like, let's be fair. But yes, so it has that cozy bit. And then, like, when we get to see the Eye of Harmony, it just has this, I don't know, medieval, like, church vibe, like medieval church, castle, like very, very, like, stone bricked and, like, just beautiful. Like, big stone doors and, like, the pillars. I will say, though, I'm not a fan of the seal of Rassilon being bloody everywhere, if I'm entirely honest. Like, why is it so heavy-handed to be like, yes, this is Gallifreyan? It's like, it's a TARDIS. Of course it's Gallifreyan. Like, we don't need the seal of Rassilon everywhere in the TARDIS. That's my only gripe with it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, we never see, like, hardly any of that stuff in future regenerations. Okay, well, the TARDIS changes. Stuff moves around. Like, for all we know, those parts of the TARDIS are, at the back towards the swimming pool. Like, they could be anywhere. So, speaking of Sylvester McCoy, he gets 11 lines. He has, like, a 9-minute time slot of this 90-minute movie, or 90-minute episode, as it's sometimes referred. Yeah, he gets 11 whole lines, and most of those are no, the master, stop it. Yeah, bless him. But he came back. He came back several years after he had left the post as the Doctor. I love that he did that. I love that he was committed enough to the role, to the fans, to just everything, that he would return like that. I love it. And there's a special feature where he sat down with Janet Fielding, and oh, bless him, he's a yapper. He's a yapper. And I turned to Owen when we were watching it, and I said something along the lines of, do you want to bet that like this was about 6 hours worth of conversation and they had to cut it down to the key moments because he's a yapper? And he was like, yeah, it probably was. Like, it would be funny if you saw it go from like day to night, just randomly. And yeah, to be fair, I'm the same though. I'm the same. When you get me talking about like what I'm passionate about, especially Doctor Who and like, you know, horror movies and stuff like that, Lord of the Rings, like, yeah, I, you know, I'm just super passionate about a lot of things. But anyway, I digress because otherwise I will just talk about how wonderful Sylvester McCoy is the whole time. But the main man is Paul McGann. He did what he could. He was on screen for 90 minutes. Well, less than 90 minutes. But yeah, he basically had like a little over an hour of screen time prior to Big Finish, prior to Night of the Doctor, prior to like any of the other media that he's done, right? He is still my favorite Doctor because I discovered the TV movie really young, and it made me curious for more. I then started watching Classic Who, and then lo and behold, 2005 came along, and we got our revival series. We got the revival series. But anyway, let's get back into the movie. I think Paul McGann did a really, really good job with what he had. I think Grace was a brilliant companion because I like it when the Doctor has a smart companion. I like it when they're educated. Like, you know, instead of, I don't know, I don't want to say like helpless women because like there's a lot of damsels in distress in Doctor Who who are like, oh no, Doctor. You know, oh, I need saving. Whereas like Grace is very much like equally smart to the Doctor. And I love that. And it's the same reason that I love Martha as a companion. And, you know, Bill. Like, Bill is a very, very smart companion as well. Like, it's why I like a lot of the smarter companions who kind of match the Doctor's energy. Speaking of matching the Doctor, she is also the first love interest, really, that the Doctor reciprocates. Because, you know, we know that Sarah Jane had a thing for him. We know that a lot of the previous female companions have had a crush on him, and it's been, you know, unrequited love. The Doctor kisses Grace of his own free will a couple of times, okay? Grace also kisses the Master, but, you know, that was non-consensual when he needed her eyes to not be, you know, all black and possessed. So, yeah, she's the first, like, love interest, like, you know, not unrequited love that the Doctor has. Yeah. Some things that I do not like. Eric Roberts is a little heavy-handed. Apparently he was method acting it. I don't know how you method act a Time Lord, but hey-ho. The Master turning into ooze and then going into Eric Roberts as this kind of slime snake. How and why? There's also continuity errors, but you know, that kind of I don't want to say it can't be helped. There's a lot. It's mainly about the regenerations. It's about like, oh, we get 13 lives, or we get 12 lives, and it kind of chops and changes. So with regards to that, I think they did a pretty good job, but these are the things that were going to happen, just to kind of end the video, that just didn't. These are the things that didn't happen and should have, well, that were going to in the previous script. The Doctor was going to travel with his grandfather, who he didn't know was his grandfather. So kind of like a reverse unearthly child thing with the Doctor being the grandson. But he then finds out that his real dad is Ulysses and that he is half human, which again is proven not to be canon now. And that he and the Master are brothers. And can you imagine, like seriously, I'm just going to leave you on this. Imagine the Doctor and the Master not just being friends, but being brothers, especially with the John Simmons.